Hey my friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and for today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about gearing for PvP and PvE via world quests, specifically the PvP world quests. The main focus of this is going to be on PvP, however it does touch over and have a little bit of a crossover into PvE since there is no more PvP and PvE gear exclusively. For those of you who have maybe not really kept up with what was going into Legion and are letting everything be a surprise, most of you have figured out by now that there really isn't any PvP gear or PvE gear. There is Gladiator Season gear, but it does cross over into PvE. And what I mean by that is there's no longer any like exclusivity between the two. Like previously, it would work to where PvP gear was really bad for PvE, and PvE gear was really bad for PvP because PvP gear had the stats set up in a way that were better for PvP, and it would scale up to a certain item level for PvP, especially battlegrounds and arenas, whereas PvE gear obviously had stats that were templated more for PvE, and it would not scale up, so you really didn't want to mix the two. Now, with Legion, how that's all changed is PvP, of course, it's a stat template, so again, not that. We're not going to go into all that because most people are aware of that. And so it's really all about item level. So the big question is, of course, what's the quickest and best way to get your item level up and get these good gear? Well, as you've been going through doing dungeons and doing world quests, you'll notice you'll get better gear, obviously. And the cool thing about PvP world quests is they do award gear typically. Not all the time. Sometimes they award gold and garrison resources. But what they do always give you is honor. And honor is basically an XP bar that you get, and it builds up as you gain honor in every level. So every couple levels, I believe it's every 2 levels for the start, you unlock a PvP talent, which is good to know because they are actually active while you're doing these PvP world quests. So you can actually have your honor talents available to you while you're doing these specific world quests for PvP. Now, around what I was noticing was around item level 810, I started getting world quests that would drop or send me into a dungeon to complete that would reward me with mythic level gear. I'm talking 835 plus or 840 gear. It would all be epics. So keep an eye out for that. And I have noticed, while I'm not there yet myself from my honor level, I've been doing way too much other stuff, and I haven't even touched a BG. My honor level is about level 8 or 9 now, and that's all from doing PvP world quests. And I've been able to confirm from multiple other sources, so YouTube accounts, Twitch accounts, and people just talking about PvP, you start to unlock the 840 gear, so the epic PvP gear, around honor level 15 and higher. So everyone says about 15 to 20 is where they've been getting it. And you can do these world quests, and you can unlock this stuff without ever touching a BG or an arena. They rotate out every 3 to 4 hours, I believe, is what the countdown is, and so there'll be new ones up throughout the time, so you can just run and do those whenever they're up. There tends to be a lot of people that are doing these, especially when the gear drops. In this particular case, as you can see here, I am the only one here. And I decided to include this footage just to show that a lot of these can be soloed. I was having trouble with them originally, but now that I'm a little higher item level, I'm about 816 or so item level for my warrior, which obviously isn't great, but they are soloable. They're just tricky. Got to know what to interrupt. And so going through these world quests and stuff like that allows you to be able to unlock this gear to put yourself in a position. So definitely don't skip out on the PvP world quests, even if you don't care about PvP. Because of the crossover now between gear, getting this PvP gear, this 840 or 835 or plus, gear from these missions, if they should drop for you, is really going to help you fill in those gaps and help kind of make up just those discrepancies for you in your gear as you're trying to get ready for raids, for things like that coming up. It really is quite nice that the two are connected again in a way that does feel very, very balanced, in a way that isn't really affecting one or the other. It's done in such a way that we're not seeing any problems or any issues with balancing, so very, very cool there. So remember, get yourself to about item level 810 to start seeing some of the mythic drops and missions that will give you mythic dungeons and things like that throughout the course of your world questing. And then for the epic PvP gear, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen players running around with on, and you're thinking, how the heck are they getting all this epic PvP gear already in the game, the season as they even started? It's because their honor level is about 15 or higher, and then they're getting the gear from that. So as you can see here on the screen, we're looking at my honor level. I'm about level 8 right now, have all that unlocked, and that's been only from doing the world quests. So pretty cool that you can actually achieve this. I would recommend, if you can, grouping up, especially for the ones with gear. Grouping up in a group of 5, it doesn't give you or let you complete the quest in a raid group, so keep that in mind. But I would recommend grouping up into a group of 5 simply because when you have a bunch of people running around it, I was having trouble last night with one of them. There was one that dropped an epic piece of loot, and I was having trouble with it last night because every other group is tagging it, and it would gray out for me because the other groups tagged it. So if you can get yourself into a group of 5, you have higher chances of completing it and not getting trolled. Because literally what was happening was there was just a couple groups hanging out, tagging it, even though they already had it, just so the rest of us couldn't get it. It was pretty douchey. But you can do that just to increase your success rate and just so you're not sitting there for longer than you need to be, going over the world quests and stuff like that. And then you can get on with your life and getting more gear. Especially because it's crunch time. PvP season starts next week. We're all wanting to make sure we're at the best item level possible, since PvP is more about item level, since your stats scale up by a little bit depending on what your item level is. So as much as I can, I'm going to be trying to make sure my item level is on point. I should have my artifact quest line finished by the time the PvP season starts. I'm a little bit behind on stuff, but I'm not too worried about it. I don't know. I'm just having way too much fun with it. So I think that's pretty much it. Really straightforward stuff, but it's kind of a cool tip that I think is worth knowing for you guys if you're trying to get geared up for PvP or, again, even raiding. It helps with item level. And again, it gives you a reason to get out in the world and go explore and do stuff, especially with friends. Let's group up, let's do some world quests, whether it's with your guild or with IRL friends or with your friends on your VNet. It's all good. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. So I guess just for the sake of information, let's recap. PvP world quests, they reset or they respawn. They're on a rotation about every 3-4 hours or so. I believe 4 is the more accurate number. PvP level of 15 plus starts to drop the epic gear for you. You can also start getting the mythic level gear or the 840 gear once you're about item level 810 is about when I started seeing it, and those will spawn in dungeons. But then the PvP gear here for these, they are soloable. It's better with a group. Definitely recommend a group of 5 if you're there with a bunch of other people around you, so that way you're not getting screwed over by other people's tags. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Have fun gearing, guys. Hope you guys are ready for the PvP season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely ready to get into the arena and hopefully grind some better rating this time around. If that's all I get to do or have to do this expansion, then so be it. I hope it doesn't come to that, though, simply because there's so much other stuff to do. But again, definitely enjoying the crossover, definitely enjoying the expansion so far, and I hope that you guys are as well. But if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section. I would love to answer them for you, help you out as best I can. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you did, in fact, enjoy. And I'll catch you next time.